Daniel, what's your thoughts on going against that big front line that Minnesota has on?
I mean, it's going to be another challenge that we got with these series that we've just been playing through, with the Clippers series and this recent OKC series. It's just that next step, taking it to just like what team we want to be. We got to make sure we come out and just be as physical as possible and just make sure we take care of the things that we need to take care of and be poised in areas that we need to be poised in, I would say. It's not going to be an easy series at all. Like you said, they got a big front line. At the end of the day, we just have to go in and make sure we pay attention to detail and just like play through our principles.
What is it about Rudy that makes him such a good defender?
With just how, he defends spaces, in all honesty. He's real good at making sure he gets guys to take the shots that they want, well, like he wants them to take at the end of the day, and just make sure he contests on the back end when it comes to just like those shots. Just watching the game last night, just seeing some of the things that he was doing, for sure it's going to be, a lot of things that he throws at us that we're going to have to adjust to, but I feel like we'll be pretty ready for that at the end of the day.
The last time the Mavericks played, it was before the trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that change the game for you and PJ Washington?
I had the liberty of only playing them once this year, so this will be my second time playing them this year. So it's just, like I said, taking that next step. I got a chance to go against Rudy and Cat and all those guys when just in the middle of the regular season, I think, and it was for sure a rough game. Going against Rudy under the basket, Cat driving down the basket, just, defending multiple areas at one time is just something that was challenging, just where I, was at one point before. But I feel like that with the growth that I've had coming to this team, I feel like I've taken that step in the right direction. I'm pretty sure PJ feels the same way. At the end of the day, we're going to come out, we're just going to give 110% going against, another great team trying to, go for the big picture at the end of the postseason. And that's one thing that we're going to do is just make sure we go out and just give all effort on the floor and just really just come out and try to throw that first punch.
In a lot of ways, you were brought here to help with the size of this team, to deal with a team like Minnesota. What does that mean to you, knowing that this moment is now here, you have a chance to be able to make your imprint on this series against a team like this?
I mean, I'm excited. It never goes, a day never goes by where I'm not excited to just be able to play another game of basketball. Every day isn't promised, and every time you step out on the floor, it's not promised to. I don't want to be that guy that just comes out and it's like, I'm timid, I'm frigid, and just not excited to just be in the position that I am in today. I I give my thanks to the man upstairs because, I couldn't have been in this position. I could be home right now. So just thinking on that, I'm going to give pretty much all effort that I can to just be able to, make the best of everything when it comes to this series and the series, ahead. But it's just one game at a time and just having patience with it. Like I said, just poise and just being ready for the next thing.
Daniel, how cool is it to see Derek Lively appreciated for his efforts by getting named to the second team All-NBA rookie team?
Oh, that's great. I mean, it's always good to have some type of achievement like that, to have in your back pocket. I heard him talking today. He wanted to be on the first team, but, at the end of the day, anything really, you can take anything. At the end of the day, with me, just with all the awards and stuff like that, I just see it as just like all the regular season awards. I feel like we should wait until just like the postseason when it comes to those awards. But at the end of the day, they're gonna make their decision. I really can't make too many changes. I'm not the big dog. But yeah, man, I'm happy for him. He, from just the things that I've seen that him doing, just like when I first got here throughout the regular season, the first time I got a chance to play against him and stuff like that, I saw that he was going to be, one of those guys that was going to be dominant when it comes to defensively inside the paint. And at the end of the day, he's learning his position more and more as the days go by. And like I said, pretty much when I harped on him all the time when you guys talked about when I first got here, he's real mature for his age. And just like all the stuff that he's been through, I just want to make sure I'm one of those guys that is always right there behind him, pushing him to be the best that he can be because he's doing the same for me.
You said he's learning the position even more so. Do you think that played a role in his great Game 6 performance?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And at the end of the day, he just, took everything that we kind of, were working on when it came to just like the practices or anytime that we went to the gym at night, just all of those things, he just kind of had patience with it and he just trusted just like his work ethic at the end of the day, and he finished everything around the rim. I told him at the end of the game, last game, I just told him to go out there and be a monster, grab every rebound at the end of the day. He was out there, you're the same height as Chet. Go out there and grab every board over him, and that's exactly what he did. I'm proud of him. He just went out there, put his head down, and he worked.
You're a long, long, long way from old, but what's it been like for you to be around him, a younger guy, sort of going on his first NBA journey?
Just really just kind of like, using my experiences, for an example, at the end of the day, which I haven't got a chance to really just use most of my experiences because I really wasn't playing that much, my first year and a half, I would say, because of the simple fact was trying to take that next step in my career, and I feel like I took a lot of stuff for advantage. So I always just try to remind him, always keep your head up and just keep working, because like I said, every day is not promised. The ball can always stop bouncing sooner or later. And then, like I said, he's been through a lot of stuff. Just trying to be there for him and keep him motivated is something that everybody on the team wants to do. Keep him encouraged, keep him just coming out night in, night out, and just dominating.
And how much does their size sort of put the focus on the two of you guys and your roles and your importance in this series?
One thing for sure, we got to make sure we stay out of foul trouble and just stay patient. At the end of the day, we're not going to keep them from, scoring points, but staying to our tendencies and just sticking to our principles defensively is something that's going to help us out throughout this series.
You two don't really play at the same time, really ever, and I don't even think that's necessarily going to change in this series, even given the fact that so what does that look like for PJ? What does that look? How do you guys combat that? Because they have the ability to run them both out there at the same time. How do you guys deal with that?
Just being there for each other. In all honesty, they're going to throw a lot of stuff at us that I'm pretty sure like some guys aren't used to, but majority of the guys are used to at the end of the day. So we have a game plan, and we're going to pretty much stick to it.
When you were here at first and you had your first press conference, you talked a lot about Dallas and what the city means to you. Now you've added some success to it. Is it even more special now, more surreal than the day that you came here?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I was welcomed here with open arms, in all honesty, and just the excitement from when me and PJ got traded here. I mean, it was just love from day one, and it's still that at the end of the day. We just keep going, and we got the whole city behind us, supporting us, and I really appreciate it, and it's going to help us, make a push like throughout the rest of the series and just for the series to come.
In that vein, you guys and the Stars are giving this town quite a thrill right now. What is it like to be at the center of this moment for Dallas sports as a whole with both you and the Stars going deep?
I mean, it's just dope just to see just like both of us be in the same position right now. I've always seen just like, certain teams have like their, football team, hockey team, all of that, just kind of like be in the same position or just be in the same vicinity of just like success, in all honesty. So just actually being a part of it is something that, I dream of as a kid, something that you would never think that you will think on as a kid, but now that you're in a position of thinking about it, it's just like, wow,
So the first time you heard the really loud Stars during the national anthem for one of your games, you knew what the significance of that was, right? Why they were yelling that?
No.
You did
I
not?
did not, no.
Okay, so they do that. Have you been to a Stars game?
I have not yet. I want to go though. I do want to go, but time is really just something that I don't have much of right now.
So
Well, you've been busy? Busy?
Yeah, it's pretty much trying to get rest. My job every now and then.
So both times they say "Star" on the national anthem.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying now. Yeah, most of the time, whenever I hear that, I'm usually in the middle of a prayer. But I do get what you're saying though. I've had paid attention to that. I think the first two home games that we had against the Thunder, that last series, I paid attention to.
Yeah.
That was dope. So that's what that meaning is.
Yeah, so like for your all's games, when the season starts, there's like maybe one or two people. But then if the Stars are playing well, as the season goes on, you hear it a little more. And then when the playoffs hit, I was kind of like, wow, okay, that one was loud.
Yeah, that's dope. Learn something new every day. Look at that.
Daniel, you're for sure give your flowers to the players type of guy. You even went to your own Instagram and posted a carousel of your favorite photos of teammates. Outside looking in, it looks like this team has a ton of team chemistry inside the locker room. What's that like? What's it like to see Kyrie Irving speak up so much? What's it like to see Luka and Kyrie lean on each other so much, and just the brotherhood that you guys have this season?
It's great, because I would say, been through a decent amount just from what I've seen when I first got here. We went through the slump that we did during the regular season. We were trying to figure that out. And any other team that I feel, has been in that situation, I feel that could have taken a step back, pointed the finger, blamed each other, argued, and just let frustration set in. But we found ways to kind of like make a step in the right direction and just get over that hump, in all honesty. And every time we've been in that position mentally, we've always found ways to do that as a team. So we always stuck together. We always found ways to encourage each other. If there's guys sitting down on the bench, even though you can celebrate while you're sitting down on the bench, we want guys to stand up. We always try to make sure everybody's included because that makes everyone else feel good at the end of the day, because you feel like you have somebody on the sideline cheering for you and you got somebody on the court cheering for you. So it's just we're taking that step in the right direction just to be that team we want to be by building our chemistry from the inside out.
You'll love Theo Pinson.
Thank you guys.
Thanks,
Okay.
Daniel.